Well, neighbors call them eyesores, but many city residents don't want them torn down. Now they have potential to get rehabbed. Over the last 20 years, Cleveland High School in Dutchtown and Marshall School in the Ville have sat empty. But next month, the St. Louis Public Schools Board is expected to vote to sell them to a city entity in hopes private development comes next. Our John Kipper spoke with neighbors and tells us what the future could hold.
I consider it a danger to the neighborhood.
Philip Person has been a pastor at Faith Church of Gods and Saints of Christ since Marshall School closed in 2003.
I see things disappearing off of it.
He's watched as holes have developed in the roof and a copper dome disappeared from the top of the building.
We don't know who lurks in that building.
So it comes as welcome news to Person that St. Louis Public Schools could be selling off Marshall School. The Land Clearance for Redevelopment Authority, more commonly known as LCRA, is offering to buy Marshall for $200,000. And over on the south side, they'd spend $300,000 to buy the Cleveland High School property in Dutchtown.
Well, we know that it can be renovated. We just don't know if it's economically viable to do so.
That was an LCRA leader at an SLPS committee meeting this week. Telling the district they plan on spending $4 million total to stabilize both properties, including weatherproofing them to keep out water. The idea would be to hold the property for several years and try to sell it to a developer in that time frame.
I would say I'm pessimistic.
You can tell from Eric Liu's front porch that he's a proud Dutchtown resident. He can also see Cleveland from his front porch. After years of potential sales falling through, he says he's seen fires inside and people living in there.
You can see them, leaving with their suitcases, coming out with their suitcases.
And even the property becoming a makeshift skate park for teens.
I tell the kids, hey, there's a $475 fine if you get caught trespassing, but they just kind of ignore me.
Potential plans for both schools include a mixed-use development and some housing.
Make every classroom a condominium.
And back up north, in documents, there are even renderings on what a reimagined Marshall School property would look like. The LCRA says if they get no developer interest after 5 years, they may have to demolish the century-old buildings, which would cost millions due to asbestos and lead abatement.
That's a structurally sound building. It would be a shame to wreck that building.
An LCRA representative says both the school and the sports fields behind me both have historic designations, and a developer would need to develop both the school and the fields to have a chance to make this financially feasible. Reporting in the city, John Kipper, First Alert 4.
So you might be wondering what the timeline is on this. Well, according to the Dutchtown Main Streets, the district's board could vote on this November 11th.